That was the Kiwi hut. And we just had an earthquake at 6:20 that was sent in Arthur's Pass, which is very close by. All leaving together today, which is quite remarkable. And quite nice too. Splitting up at some stage today because 3 are trying to take an alternative route out. And I'm going to head with Luke. We're going to do the deception track, which will hopefully get us closer to Arthur's Pass. It's quite a tough little one. It involves wading upstream through rocks and boulders for a few hours. And probably the most difficult day on this section. And this will be day 97.
Ahead of us, you'll see quite a large mountain.
Just checking the route. The trail has taken us through a combination of in the forest, over the riverbed, over rocks, over boulders, and now on a four-wheel drive. And just a teeny wee bit of snow on the top there, just for the view. And we have sight of civilization. The Kiwi rail train, that's actually the coast, that's the Alpine Express. It takes people on a scenic view from Christchurch to Greymouth. I presume it's going back the other way. Or maybe not. Lost my bearings for a moment. We're about to approach Morrison's Footbridge. So I've just waded through the water of the river there. You've got to pay the utmost respect to water crossings. You can easily come a cropper on those things. Even though it's fairly shallow, it's still quite forceful. It's really deceptive, which is funny because the name of the river is the Deception River. And this is a tough leg coming up now. And the afternoon session starts with this really strange looking wooded area. Definitely one of the sessions people talk about being tough this afternoon. Less than 10 k's to go now, but it's going to be a hard crack. I reckon that could take 6, maybe even 7 hours this afternoon. It's going to be a long haul. Lots of bouldering, stones, 19 river crossings. Just got to get it done. Multiple crossings and actually deceptively deeper than it looks in certain places. It's time to put the phone away in a dry wallet, and I'll put it out later in the day and take some videos later. Over boulders, and we've covered 6 k's in 2 hours 45, gone really well. Big orange sign here indicates we're now heading into the forest. We've still got to gain 300 metres in elevation in the last 4 k's, so might be a bit of a grind, but we're going really well. Spitting a little bit with rain now, so hopefully this won't get too heavy. The sky's looking a little bit grey, but a little bit brighter to where we're heading. But we've occasionally come across these little paths where we can just pinch a few hundred metres, which is really useful. Still got quite a bit of elevation to go though. I've not really hit any steep bits yet, so I guess that's coming up right at the end, and I have heard that's the case. The rain set in now, which is a bit unfortunate. We've just got a little bit of cover under the trees, but I think we have to push on. We're 2.8 k's away from the hut. Probably a good hour and a half in the rain, but just got to be done. So arrived at Deception Hut. The section up the river, up Deception River, took just under 5 hours, which was good going. We're really happy with that. It did start raining with an hour and a half to go, and the decision was made whether either we stop in the forest and try and see it out, or push on. And always good to push on when you can, because it hasn't stopped since. And we made it to the hut. When we got here, we found out we're the only 2 people here, which is amazing, always a good thing. And this is the hut, and this is Luke, and we have got we've got the hut to ourselves.
Amazing.
So Luke, what about the day today?
It's great.
Really good day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We pushed it in the morning, and we did a good time to the bridge, to Morrison's Bridge, and then in the afternoon it was a tough little section up Deception River. It's a notorious section, people generally don't like it, but I think we did fantastically well. And what was the best thing when we arrived at the hut? We found out
we were all alone.
We were indeed. We got the hut to ourselves, and we're going to put the fire on and dry our clothes out. And that was day 97. Just come out to fill my water bottles, And this is the source of water for the hut. So there's no water tank in the hut. It's using the, I guess, the Deception River, which is just literally 20 metres away. It's all fresh water, all very, very safe to use, and some pretty cool views with the clouds as well. We're the only two in the hut, it looks like. No one else has arrived, and I don't think anyone else will be arriving from now on. It was unlikely that would happen anyway, because someone to arrive here today would have had to come a long, long way. So unless they were going northbound, but again, that's unlikely as well. Really good day today. We were so positive, we didn't grumble and whinge. And of course, I got sucked in by the hype of another leg where I've seen the pictures and the videos previously, and a lot's made of this leg in the fact that it's a really hard leg, and it's so much technical and physicality to it. But the reality was that we got our heads down and we just plodded on. We didn't stop too much, we just kept moving. And as a result of that, we got this leg finished within 5 hours. It was time consuming and it was a little bit tedious at times, but really good to finish it. And real sense of achievement tonight. I'm really happy that the Deception River leg's over. Got to make it tomorrow night to, tomorrow to Goat Pass, which is the first 2 hours, and that's a 300-meter climb over boulder hopping again, and then it's down to Arthur's Pass, which is only 10 or so k's beyond that. So that should be pretty straightforward, and have a break at Arthur's Pass. And so concludes day 97. I come back to the hut, and Luke has made me a tea with a couple of pieces of chocolate next to it. How cool is that? Oh, it's just great that this hut was empty. So cool.
Yeah, otherwise you had to make a lot of tea.
Yeah. And the rain has stopped as well. End of a good day. So just as a adjunct today, I thought there were only two of us in the hut. And there's Luke setting the fire just to try and dry our clothes from the rain for the last hour and a half. And then suddenly young Don turns up, and Don's a guy who just keeps popping up. First met him at the Araroas just north of Wellington, and I've bumped into a number of times since then. St Arnaud, and in fact a number of times on the Araroas, including one time where we were both going in the opposite direction, but we won't go into that story. But good to see you, Don.
Good to see you too.